Welcome back to Gaming with Marty. Today we have a special, heavily requested episode that has been in the works. I've been trying to figure out the best way to go about trying to explain this the easiest and clearest way possible, so I'll get right to it. What we're going to be featuring this episode is basically how to get your ultimate backup officers wearing the correct uniforms depending on which area you're in, and then also how to get the vanilla, or as I call them, NPC officers wearing the same EUP outfits. The process of doing this is really difficult. Still really necessarily haven't found a video that tries to or can explain it in high detail, so I'm gonna try my best to explain everything I figured out over the years. So to demonstrate, we will call a local patrol unit for the Los Santos area, and I'll start to try to explain exactly how this works. So for this area, if you've seen some of my videos before, you'll notice that I have a few different outfits for different areas. So for this one, I have LSPD2 and LSPD. Now, if you look at this officer running up, you'll notice that his outfit basically mirrors exactly mine. And then if you look at his vehicle, the livery for the vehicle that he responded in is a Los Santos livery. So let me try to
assistance required in Mission Row.
request some more local units. And within Ultimate Backup, as you start to edit the files, you're able to basically add a variation in there as well, so that you can have different vehicles responding as well as officers in different outfits. You can also add in female units. I've been rebuilding my game, so I haven't necessarily got to that point yet, but I intend to have both male and female officers for all of our departments. So we'll wait on this last unit to arrive, and then I'll dismiss these ultimate backup units. I'll hold backspace just to spawn him in. There he is. Alright, so we had a charger respawn, FPIS, and also a FPIU. Now, as this officer gets out, you'll notice he has on my LSPD outfit. So within Ultimate Backup, which we'll get to that as well, you're able to basically configure it so that depending on where you're at, your officers will respond, and it will look like they're supposed to be in that area. They won't have on like a Blaine County outfit or something of that sort. So moving on, we also have our native vanilla AI NPC units as well. So let's call
backup needed
a few of those guys in.
Mission Row. Respond code 3.
Copy that.
Now, if you don't use Ultimate Backup, you'll be necessarily using the default LSPDFR response backup system, and based off of this video today, I'll be able to explain to you. I see this outfit, this officer here, I still need to edit his outfit. He has a parachute on his back, but as you can see, the other responding officers have LSPD outfits on, and also in addition to that, you can see that they responded in LSPD livery vehicles. So you're able to do that, and these are not Ultimate Backup officers, these are the native officers. So now let's take a quick trip out to Blaine County. Now, I noticed sometimes in the past, before I was able to figure all of this out, when I would, request for, a backup unit to come out to me or wherever, when I'm on a traffic stop or a call, and I'm just requesting, additional backup units, it was a chance. Sometimes it was the right
I'll check it out.
officers with the right vehicle liveries, and other times I may have a city unit pull up. You know what I mean? That gets frustrating sometimes. So through a lot of trial and error, I went through and was able to basically figure it out. So here we are out in Blaine County. Now we have, instead of a city officer responding when I request a local patrol unit, a
Backup needed
unit that is
in
local to
Sandy
this area
Shores.
will patrol. He's pulled up in a unmarked
Copy,
vehicle.
dispatch. We'll assist.
May request 2 more local units just to see what they pull up in, and also the outfit that they pull up in. Now you'll
Copy that,
notice
dispatch.
this first
We'll
officer
find those animals.
is sporting our black variation of the Blaine County Sheriff's officers. Alright, so we have a FPIU pull up, and that deputy has on our first one with the green and tan. And you're also able to even add more variations so that if you don't want them to look exactly like you, like this guy, even though he has a green outfit on, he still has the vest that the black outfit has on. He doesn't have one. That's mine, like mine. My leg holster is tan in color, his is black, so it enables you to still have a little bit of difference. Let's see the vehicle. So we got a FPIU, Blaine County, and then also another unmarked vehicle pulled up as well. So now let's dismiss these guys, and then we'll call in using LSPDFR native backup unit system rather. We'll call in
Assistance
some
required in Sandy Shores.
local units and see who responds.
Adam 4, copy. Acknowledge.
Now,
Bobcat 4, we're
different
en route.
from the ultimate backup units, they won't have like a blip on them letting you know that they're where their proximity location is at. But as you can see, they did respond in the correct outfits. A whole bunch of unmarked units. And you're able, using the method that I'll explain, you'll be able to change the vehicle types, the liveries. If you have multiple liveries for one county, like for instance, I have 2 different liveries for Blaine County. Let's see if I can pull them up. Didn't want to do that. Alright, so you see the gray sheriff livery on that FPIS, or FPIU, and then I also have this one, the white one as well. And then they'll dismiss themselves. The native officers will dismiss themselves after a while. He's still on scene. Now they're getting ready to leave. So unlike the ultimate backup officers that require you to dismiss them, when you request a native police backup, they dismiss themselves if there's no need for them to be there. Now, another little explanation I'll throw in real quick is EUP menu. Now, when you have your EUP menu, you don't necessarily have to use this. I see a lot of people thinking that EUP is required if they want to use EUP outfits and EUP serve and rescue, EUP law and order. EUP menu is not required. Although it is a really nice, addition to your game. It just, centralizes your outfits and everything, so you don't have to go through all of your trainer menus to try to access them. You have access to, depending on how far involved you want to be with the EUP. If you only want the law and order pack, you're more than welcome to just install the law and order pack. And if that's all you have, that's all that will show up in the EUP menu. You're able to go in and see your outfits and everything. Now, for instance, these outfits are actually going to be a little bit different than what you would normally see, and that's only because I've added in a lot more outfits. These are so that the native officers basically have the right outfits on. Disregard me saying that, that's kind of confusing. So just to highlight EUP menu again, you're able to just centralize your clothing options that way. Now, to find your clothing options, if you're not using EUP, you want to go to your trainer, F3 It's F4 by default if I remember correctly, but then you can change it to whatever you want. Mine is set to F3. Go down into model spawning, close menu, and then from here you're able to have access to all your clothing. Let's see, shirt overlay. You're able to change all your your shirts and everything like that. You're able to also change basically the skin, or which skin you're going to apply. It's going to be skin 7, skin 8, skin 9. The number on the right shows you your max skin, so it goes up to 26, and once you hit 26 it'll revert back to 0 or 1. So this way you still have access to your clothing. It's just, one, it's labeled differently, and two, you have to go through a few menus to get there. Now notate that it's labeled differently because that plays a big part in being able to equip your officers through EUP, through Ultimate Backup, and also through the native LSPDFR. So that there is just a little showcase of officers responding with the right outfits on. Now we'll get to basically explaining how to get that done. Bear with me as we go back to the desktop. Alrighty. So now what we'll be doing here is basically taking a look at a few things. JoJo's website always gives you pop-ups. Just exit out of everything, close everything, and then you should be able to get to whatever one of his mods you're trying to download. First off, if you're here, you obviously will already have Ultimate Backup, and you're just trying to figure out the next step once you have it. Another required mod you're going to need is Ultimate Backup Plus. As the title says, that's going to add EUP uniforms to your Ultimate Backup officer, and also to your Ultimate Backup officers. I don't think this plugin has been updated since 2021, so you'll be good to get this one. This is what I use. This is what I've been using for years. Guaranteed to still work. In addition to that, you're also going to need EUP First Response basic configurations. That's going to allow you to modify the NPC officers' outfits, and that's going to be basically be your main agencies. So that's going to be your LSPD, LSSD, San Andreas Highway Patrol, so on and so forth. The last one you will need is the EUP First Response Ultimate Edition, and that's going to basically add in Rockford Hills, but more importantly, it's going to add in Blaine County so that they can respond and also patrol ambiently. And then if you want, well, not if you want, definitely get Notepad++. This is going to be another must-have to make sure this process is easy for you guys. Alrighty, so you look at the top here, it says EUP setup files. These are the only things I use for my EUP. I know EUP at this point is now on like 9.3. I think 9.5 is available on Patreon. I'm fine with A2, even A3. There are certain outfit packs that are interchangeable between A2 and A3. You may be missing out on, one thing here, one thing there, but for the most part, they're interchangeable. And I mean, I necessarily haven't been paying too much attention to like the newer versions of EUP, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but in my experience, from what I've seen, the most outfits are available for A2 and A3. So, as I was saying before, you're going to need Ultimate Backup. You're going to need Ultimate Backup EUP. Okay, so Ultimate Backup EUP is basically going to allow you to add the custom outfits and everything to your Ultimate Backup. So if we go and open up my Ultimate Backup, let's see. And we take a look in here at custom regions. You're going to see a whole bunch of liveries and vehicle chances. All of this is going to apply to Los Santos Police Department. The zones basically detail the areas where Los Santos police are allowed to patrol. That's their patrol area. And then these are your outfits, and you can go through and change up everything depending on how you want it to be. So, Ultimate Backup EUP is going to allow you to add that into your Ultimate Backup itself. As with anything, you're always going to want to customize your custom regions. Leave your default regions alone or your default files alone. Always customize or edit your custom folder. EUP menu is there, if you want it. As I explained, you don't necessarily have to use it, but you can if you want to. EUP First Response, that is going to be this one. Again, they have them available for A2 and A3. It's literally the same thing. You can have the basic with both outfits and cars, or you can have outfits only without the car mods. If I believe correctly, I'm pretty sure I just use, which one? Maybe it is outfits only. No. Okay, well, we'll explain that in a little bit. And then also, this is the base EUP, Law and Order, Serve and Rescue, and then this is an additional DLC file you can add in that basically allows you to add additional clothing slots. Let me know if you guys want a tutorial video on specifically MB clothes. So basically, now that we have everything that you're going to need, you have Ultimate Backup, you have Ultimate Backup Plus, you have the basic configurations, you have the Ultimate Edition, which adds in Blaine County, and then you have the Notepad++ to basically go through and edit your files. Let's take a look into basically what you'll be looking at. So when you pull up, here's what I suggest. Download EUP. Once you can get EUP to run, go ahead and throw EUP menu in your game. From there, go ahead, customize, make all your outfits and everything. And once they're done and you finalize all your outfits, pull it back up as if you're going to edit. Pull up the editing screen and then take a screenshot, or even better, write down the format of how everything is lined out. So I think it starts with like glasses and air, mask. Write down the format of that, because that's going to help you a lot, help you understand how to read the XML file for Ultimate Backup. So when we open up Ultimate Backup with Notepad++, as I was saying before, it's going to lead off with Los Santos Police Department. So that's the department you'll be editing first. The zones are your patrol areas. Vehicle set basically allows you to set which vehicle you want to be able to respond as backup, because again, we're editing our Ultimate Backup files. So these are going to be the vehicles that are going to be responding as backup. All of this your chances between whatever number of vehicles you want to put in here, it has to equal 100. So you'll see I have 215s, that's 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. As I was saying, you can choose different liveries, notate which livery you want to spawn on whatever specific vehicle you're going to enter. PAX basically is passenger chance. So, or pardon me, that's passenger. So you can set this to, one passenger excluding the driver. And the chance of that happening is 40%. So 60% of the time, police 2 will respond with one officer. 40% of the time, he'll respond with 2 officers. And then you can go through and set whatever vehicles you want. If you took a look at my other video for extra slots in Lenny's mod loader, you'll understand that you can have more than just the given slots in emergency under your trainer. When you go to spawn vehicles, you can go to emergency, it only has so many slots. Take a look at my Lenny's mod loader extra slots video, and it'll explain to you how to add extra slots into your game so you can have FBI 3, Police 7, whatever you want. Going down further, we have outfits. This is where it switches over to outfits, where vehicles ends, pads begins. So now, when I was saying you want to basically write down the format of, and also the number of whatever outfit of how your outfit is created within the EUP menu, that will help you out with ultimate backup. So here we have prop glasses. You have basically 3 different headers. You have prop, comp, and text. Prop would basically be like your glasses, your watch, things of that nature. Everything else is going to be comp, and then your texture is if you want to, change, like I was explaining before, whether it's going to be texture 2, whether it's going to be, let's see. Well, let's see if we get another texture. Texture 2, text for the shirt overlay, that's 15. That's why you want to basically take a look there. Again, chances are going to want to add up to 100. So in this situation, since I don't have my female outfits ready, 50% of the time, backup spawns, it will be with outfit A, which is a LSPD. The other 50% of the time will be LSPD 2. So with a little bit of time and a little bit, not necessarily a little bit, but a lot of studying your outfits, writing everything down. I suggest writing it down. It just makes it a little bit easier. That's how I learn. Once I write something down, I don't forget it. So you guys definitely try that. And then you can continue down, and there's Del Perro Police. For me, since they're within Los Santos, they basically 100% of the time they're going to just spawn with our LSPD outfit. That way I can just keep things simple. Same thing with Rockford Hills. They're going to respond with our LSPD outfit. Keep going down. Los Santos Airport is the same. Port Police is the same as well. San Andreas Department of Corrections, I believe I have this set to our BCSO just because it is in Blaine County. And then Los Santos Sheriff Department. So this Ultimate Backup Custom Regions XML will have all of your departments, give you the opportunity to basically set it up however you want it to be. If you only want 3 vehicles to be associated with a certain department and they only use 3 vehicles on their patrols and when they respond and everything like that, you can do that. For my Los Santos sheriffs, they only have the Dodge Charger, a Tahoe, and then I believe Police 8 is my unmarked FPIU 2022. So those are the only 3 vehicles they have. But like if you looked up at Los Santos, their fleet is a lot bigger because the area they patrol, and their duties and jurisdictions are a lot bigger. So the Custom Regions XML will definitely allow you to make your game your own in a way. Here's my San Andreas Highway Patrol. They have a good number of vehicles because they're all across the entire state. And again, all of these numbers have to equal 100. Your chances have to equal 100. That way, everything is fine. So let me pull over OpenIV real quick for you guys. We'll go down to... So when you install EUP, you'll have EUP components pads and then EUP components pads _P. And here you're able to basically enter in based off of whatever outfit pack you're using. You're able to put the specific parts of the outfit in their respective folders. I don't necessarily do drag and drop just because I have a good amount of departments that have their own outfits, so I don't want to accidentally overwrite something and not mean to. But that's a good way to do that. I actually was trying to show you my liveries and not that. I got caught up. So now that we have Ultimate Backup explained, and use an EUP menu and then come into Notepad++, which basically color codes everything and makes everything really easy to see, makes it really, really, really easy to understand if you make any mistakes and everything like that. That'll be your best friend. But that's for Ultimate Backup. Now, if you're trying to necessarily get your native AI NPC officers to respond in those outfits that you're going to be putting on to your other officers, you're going to want to use, like we were talking before, the basic configurations. Now, these will allow you to go ahead and when you open up your root file, you're going to want to come to LSPDFR, go into data, and then go into custom. Once you get to this part, you'll be able to install the mod, and it'll give you EUP outfits, or EUP settings rather, for your NPC officers. So within agency add-ons, you're able to, I'm gonna run through all of these real quick with you guys. Within agency add-ons, this is going to have Blaine County, and it's going to enable them to be able to patrol ambiently around Blaine County. So you'll be able to add in whichever vehicles you want to be able to see patrolling ambiently. This is how, again, this stuff will already be set for you guys, so you don't have to worry about that. You'll just have to change the chancing. Make sure it's set to this. If it doesn't say 70% chance of males, 30% chance of females, it has to be 100. But if there's an instance where it directs you to do a specific integer, then do that. That you'll get that from the EUP First Response Ultimate Edition. And then in here you'll be able to add in your ambient patrol units into the agency. A lot of people kind of don't figure that out, but this is how you get your add-on vehicles, your replacement vehicles to actually patrol ambiently. You want to add them in this format, whatever livery you have, into the agency, EUP First Response, and then agency add-ons. The add-ons goes along with Ultimate Edition. The EUP First Response is the basic configurations. Moving down to backup, you don't necessarily have to touch that one. Duty selection is just basically setting, you don't have to touch that, because this is basically when you choose to go on duty, you can go to the police garage. This is basically just police garage settings. You don't necessarily have to touch that if that's not something that you do. I don't do that. I don't go into the garage. This is inventory is just for the physical police officer inventory, what they carry around with them. Uh, Here is where you basically can configure your outfits for your NPC officers. Now, the thing about this that is different from Ultimate Backup is that, let me pull Ultimate Backup up real quick. All right, so we'll switch between agency. All right, so okay, so for instance, prop hats, the value for Blaine County and Ultimate Backup is 14. Let's see if it's on here. So it's not on here. So so they don't have, I didn't put hats on them. So let's try something else that I can explain a little bit better. Alrighty. So let's do shirts. Alright, so shirt overlay. Comp shirt overlay is basically going to be your shirt, and the text shirt overlay, your texture. Component texture. Component shirt overlay 191. The texture for that shirt overlay is 3. So in Ultimate Backup, it's going to be 191.3, but in your LSPDFR data custom outfits EUP, it's going to be 192. So this took a long time for me to figure out, but I'm happy that I did, and I'm happy I'm able to share this information with you guys. But basically, for everything in your outfits EUP, whether you're going to be doing BCSO, whether you're going to be doing LSPD, LSSD, depending on whatever department you're going to be customizing, the inputs for those are always going to be one less than what Ultimate Backup is. Let me say that again. The inputs for your outfits EUP selections, whether that's going to be BCSO, LSPD, whatever it is always going to be one less than what Ultimate Backup is. So, for instance, for BCSO, we're looking at our first outfit. We come all the way down to comp shirt overlay 191, text shirt overlay 3. But if we look in the outfits EUP, it's going to show us that it's 192. Took me forever to figure that out, but that applies to literally everything. So you may have you may have a couple instances where you input it and it's like, one off. And you got to go back in and change it up and everything like that. But that's where writing everything down helps, because you're able to just transfer it over. You look at your sheet, it says for your Ultimate Backup outfit, everything is written down like this. Your glasses, your shirt, pants. Let's look at pants. 50 and 2. When you come to edit your native Blaine County officers, you'll go to lower. It's going to be 49 and 0. Because 0, depending on what this is A. So let's go down to the second outfit. So that would be lower. That's female. Class B, lower, 49-1. There it is. So for an Ultimate Backup for Blaine County, the pants is comp pants 50, text pants 2. Outfits BCSO EUP is going to be 49 and 1. Keep that in mind when you go to update and edit all of your files, because it'll save you a little bit of time, and no one ever explained this to me. And trust me, it was difficult. Well, I'll just say that. So you're able to do that with everything, with all your departments, depending on how far you're going to go. Like I was saying, I don't drag and drop because I have Blaine County, I have LSPD, their own outfits, I have LSSD, their own outfits, I turn this highway patrol into the SASP, so they're actually two departments fused into one, so I have a wider uh, patrol area. But they have their own outfits as well, and that's why I'm able to, it allows you to give a little bit of variation to your gameplay, so you're not playing with the same department, you're not seeing the same outfits, you're not seeing the same car liveries every time you hop on LSPDFR. So as I was saying, let's pull up uh, agency add-ons just so we can touch on that one more time. Agency add-ons is going to be how you enable your vehicles, whether they're add-on vehicles or just replacement vehicles, to spawn in game. And for this one, this is going to be Blaine County. So we'll look at our vehicles. Let's pull up Police 2, just because it's using the second livery, so that lets me showcase this a little bit better. So we'll go down to Police 2, to our texture dictionaries, and then we'll type in sign, which is usually what all your liveries are under. And as you can see here, I have 5 different liveries for this 2018 Charger. So Blaine County Sheriff's Office, in this instance, we want to have, if I was just put in Police 2 with no livery notation, it would spawn with any one of these liveries. But in order to make it only spawn with the correct livery for that area, which would be Blaine County, we'll see our second livery is our Blaine County livery, so we'll put 2. So then now let's go to police, and the first livery in police happens to be Blaine County. So there we go, we don't have to change anything. The second one is actually a state trooper, so we don't want to just leave that, non-notated. FBI 4 and FBI 5 or Lenny's mod loader. I have those in my Lenny's mod loader. So we'll pull up 4. I know that this is an unmarked vehicle, but there we go. So that's automatically going to be using the first livery. Let's pull up another one real quick. Okay, not LSPD because I have most of those on the first livery already automatically. There we go. Highway Patrol. As I was saying before, I fuse SHAP with SASP, and so let's pull up Police 3. Police 3 is going to be our 2016 FPIU. Go to the liveries. Our first one is Los Santos, but where are we at with this one? Police 3, livery 3. So that's going to be our San Andreas State Trooper, which applies for that area. So that's how you go about doing that, not only in your agency EUP First Response, that's how you get it so that they patrol, but you also are going to want to do that in your custom regions, which applies to UltimateBackup. It's going to be the same format. You just want to necessarily, this is Blaine County. Let's just scroll down to, that's K9, so it went a little bit too far. Let's see, female, if you're in female units, they actually have their own section. So you have to remember to do that as well. It just takes a little bit of time. A little bit of time to get set the way you want it to be. But for instance, we're at what? Police 3, again, third livery. So now when you call for backup units using UltimateBackup, this is how you get all your units to respond in the correct manner, with the correct outfits, in the correct vehicles, with the correct liveries. I definitely hope that was enough of an explanation for you guys, and it was nice and clear, right to the point. Got any other questions? Don't be afraid to send them my way. As always, it's your boy Gaming with Marty. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. Peace.